Good evening, everybody. We're Carmen and David Abdo coming to you from Lantana, Florida. And tonight we're going to talk to you about how to reach the regional incentive trips. What do you have to do to get there? And we're going to try and make it very clear for you so that you have no reason to not hit it.
Exactly.
We're so excited because we believe Steve and Gina Merritt when they said we are going to bring an army of people with us. This Is It team is going to bring an army. And I'm asking you tonight, are you going to be one of those people? Because I know we are. So we don't want to leave anybody behind. And the truth is that the brand new person that enrolls this week can earn the trip. Somebody that enrolls next week can win the trip. And we're going to break it down for you so that you can see how easy it's going to be and what you have to do step by step to be able to earn it. And then we're also going to give you a couple of building tips to help you as you grow your business. Here we are. Lifewave Destinations 2024 Regional Incentive Trips. The European continent is going to Marrakesh. North America, which includes Canada, US, Mexico, Cayman Islands, Puerto Rico, we're going to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Wahoo! So excited about that. And the APAC countries, including Australia and New Zealand, they're going to Vietnam. So tonight, you're going to learn how to earn this free trip while earning more money. The parameters are the same globally, but we're asking you to make sure you check your email for specifics because each region is a little bit different in the qualifications, but very similar. And the truth is that we're all going to work together so that we can all go, even though we might go to different destinations. It doesn't matter. You can run with your team no matter where they are in the world. And we're so excited about that because it's giving everybody in the team rapport, and we're encouraging each other, even though we might be on opposite sides of the world. It doesn't matter. So here's the qualifying period. It began April 29th and it ends September 1st. That was 18 weeks, okay? We are into this. This is our third week, so we now, are going to have 15 weeks left after this week. But you know what? It doesn't matter because you can still earn it. So there's two ways that you can earn the trip. First way is earning by accumulation of points. And when you earn 60 points, you're going to get 2 tickets and a flight. If you earn 85 points, 2 tickets and 2 flights. So if, like for David and I, we're going for the 85 points, 2 tickets and 2 flights. The second way that you can earn the trip is by going senior director and holding it for 6 additional weeks. Now, let me explain that. The week that you hit the senior director, that week is your first week. And then after that, you need 6 additional weeks. They do not have to be consecutive, but they do have to be in this period of time. So if you are already a senior director, the only way that you can get to the trip is by doing the point system. So that is our situation because we're executive directors, so we have to use the point system. Okay, so here you are. How do you go senior director? I encourage all of you to make sure you take screenshots, take pictures of these slides so that you can go over them later when you have a little bit more time. But if you're brand new to Lifewave and to the This Is It team, this is basically the program of what you're going to follow. To be a manager, you yourself have to have been enrolled as a gold or upgraded to a gold kit, okay? Then you're going to put 2 silvers or higher on your left leg and 2 silver kits or higher on your right leg. And when you do that and you're a gold yourself, you are now a manager, which is our very first rank. So if you can imagine, you are just going to create as many managers in your team as possible. Exactly. Because that is the key to building this business. So once you have become a manager and you have your 4 people, now you're going to go towards director, right? So at manager, you're already a third of the way there to earning the trip. Now you're going to move to director. So how do you build a director? Well, you build a director by adding a 3rd silver on the left and a 3rd silver on your right leg. And one of those silvers,
At a minimum.
one of those silvers is going to do what you just did and become manager. Exactly what you did. So once you have your 3 silvers minimum on one side and 3 silvers minimum on the other side, and a manager on the left leg and a manager on the right leg, you are now director. So now you're 2/3 of the way there. Okay. So now for your final third, this is where it gets exciting because you are going for the senior director level. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do the same structure that you already have in place, but you're going to have 2 directors. So you're going to help somebody, 2 people on your team, do exactly what you just finished doing by becoming director. And on this diagram, it shows a director on the left and a director on the right.
Highly recommended.
Yes, the truth is that you can have both directors on one leg, but we encourage you to have them on separate legs because it'll make your business much more stable. So here we go. Take a snapshot of this. If you're brand new, how do you become a manager? What are the requirements? You need to be a gold rank brand partner or above. You need to yourself generate a minimum of 110 personal volume per month. That means that is your order that you order every month. You have to have 110. It also can include if you have any customers, retail or preferred customers, their volume can go towards that 110 also. And you have to have 2 personally sponsored active silver members or more on each leg. Once you've done that, you're a manager.
Keyword active. So to maintain active status, that means they have to have an order every 30 days. And so when you enroll them on a silver or higher, make sure you put them on a monthly subscription that will keep them active so that you're not out of being a manager 30 days later.
Correct. So here you go. Next rank is director. You have to be gold rank brand partner or above. You have to generate a minimum of 110 points per month, just like the manager did. You're going to have 3 personally sponsored silver members or higher on each leg. And you have to have 1 personally sponsored brand partner who achieved the level of manager on each leg. And once you do that, you're director. So then you move to senior director. You got to achieve all the qualifications that to keep a director status that we just spoke about. You have to have 2 personally sponsored brand partners who achieve director status. Okay. And on top of that, your group volume for you and your line of sponsorship has to be 10,000 points or higher in a 30-day period. So that would be your orders, your team's orders, your customers' orders. All of that volume counts towards that 10,000. So I encourage all of you to run for this as fast as you can, because remember, for the trip, you have to hit it and then and continue to hold it for an additional 6 weeks. So don't wait till July, or August to try and do this, because then you're going to run out of time. You won't have time for the 6 weeks. So I encourage all of you to run for it now. Come out of the gate running. And if you hit it, then you have more time to hit those 6 weeks and you're not going to feel so much pressure. And then not only that, you'll be able to help somebody in your team reach senior director. Because remember, going on this trip is not just about you earning the trip. It's about you earning the trip and bringing people from your team to the trip so that you can all be celebrating together in these incredible destinations that corporate has given us.
That would be the biggest thing that could ever happen to you, that your friends and family that you care and love about, you were able to help them win a free trip, and all of it end up in the Dominican Republic at the Hard Rock Resort because of your efforts. That would be an amazing gift to everybody.
And guys, let's be real about this. Corporate is offering us this incentive trips, right? For doing the work that we needed to do to grow our business. They're not asking us to do anything different. They're telling us, if you'll do what it takes to build your business, we're going to compensate you by giving you a free trip. So, hey, when David and I went senior director, they didn't offer a trip.
Nope.
Okay, so we didn't have that. You guys are lucky you have this opportunity to do it now and be able to have and enjoy an incredible free trip with your friends and maybe even your family. that you might want to bring along.
So here's how you keep track of it. They've thought of everything for us in this, and so they placed this in your download. So you go to thisisitteam.com, downloads. It's to the far right. You'll see it. And in there, you'll see the incentive trip tracker. And we want you to download that form, print that form, at least one, because you're going to fill out 14 names on one of all your friends, and you're going to need another form. So when you start bringing like 30 friends, you're going to need 2 forms. Okay. Now, Carmen, I'm going to let you do most of the talking.
Okay, so this is how you're going to win the points. Okay, so your personal team enrollment points. This is the people that you enroll. Okay, during this qualifying period. So every time you enroll a silver, you're going to get 1 point. If you enroll a gold, you're going to get 2 points. If you enroll a diamond, you're going to get 4 points. And if you get a preferred customer or preferred customer plus, you're going to get 1 point as long as they order $99.95 at least.
That is for North America. The other countries, I did not see that offered in there. That's why we say check the email that corporate sent to you so that you would know exactly what is being offered to you in your region. So
okay, so if you sponsored somebody and they get excited because they want to do this business or they want to now start building the business, okay, when they upgrade to silver, okay, you're going to get 1 point. When they upgrade to gold, you're going to get 2 points. And when they upgrade to diamond, you're going to get 4 points. And guess what, guys? Those points are cumulative as the people upgrade. So you could take somebody that upgrades to silver, then they'll go to gold, then they'll go to diamond. And by the time this promotion is over, that person could have brought 7 points to you just by upgrading them like that. So I would suggest call everybody on your team. That's what we're doing. Call your personals, even if you haven't spoken to them in a while, even if they just came into the business to try the product, they might get inspired because maybe they want to go on this free trip and maybe they'll decide to start building the business, or maybe they want more product and you can get them upgraded from one level to the other. You know, even if they don't want to build a business, maybe they'll upgrade, and that's points for you. So make sure you contact everybody on your team that you personally sponsored and see if you can upgrade them to another level.
I just got to say, when you enroll as a gold on this back page, you enrolled on his gold and he got 2 points. That's one person getting 2 points. You enroll 10 people on a gold, that's 20 points. So think about this. They're giving each person that you personally enroll the same points to you so that you can now multiply that same thing across the board for you, the number of people that you enroll. And that's why we have these forms printed out so that you can keep track of them, because this is where it gets real exciting.
So when you advance, you personally advance and rank. If you advance to manager, you're going to get 2 points. To director, you're going to get 4 points. To senior director, you're going to get 5 points. And guess what? When you hit senior director, you have qualified for the trip as long as you hold it for another 6 weeks. So at that point, at that level, the points are not going to matter to you because you already hit senior director, okay? But if you kept going and you hit executive, you get 6, presidential, you get 6, and senior presidential director, you would get 8.
To play this out, what I was suggesting to you before, if you roll 10 people on gold, that's 20 points. If you help 10 people get to manager, that's another 20 points. You're halfway there.
Exactly. Then when the people that you enrolled personally, when they rank advance, they're going to get their points, right, for their advancement. But guess what? They're giving you points too for your personally enrolled people that rank advance. So if you have somebody that, like David said, if you have somebody that ranks up to manager, you're going to get 2 points. If you help someone that you enrolled get to director, you're going to get 3 points. If they get to senior director, you're going to get 3 points. If they get to executive director, you're going to get 4, presidential director 4, and senior presidential director 5. So you see, they're compensating the person that rank advances, and they're compensating the sponsor of the person that rank advances. This is amazing, guys,
Very
that they're
generous.
giving us, all of this, okay? So now, If you rank advance, okay, for every week that you maintain that level, they're going to give you points. So when you go manager, the week you hit manager, you get 2 points, right? When you do that and you hold it that week, they're going to give you 1 point. Each week that you hold it, they're going to give you 1 point. So let's just say you advanced to manager. We have 15 weeks left starting next week, right? So guess what? If you held manager for 15 weeks, in addition, you would have 15 points just for holding the manager position.
Plus 2
Plus
for going
2 for
17.
going manager.
Come on,
You'd
they're
be
so
at
generous.
17 points already. If you hit director and you hold it the same, senior director, you hold it the same. Us at executive level, we get 2 points for every week that we hold our position. So for us, we had 18 weeks, right, for the whole promotion. So if we held it the 18 weeks, that would be 36 points right there for us. You see, it's not that hard. You just have to break it down and realize that you can do this. Now, I want you to think about something. Remember I said you needed 60 points, you know, for 2 tickets and 1 flight, or 85 points for 2 tickets and 1 flight. If you break down 85 points and you divide that by 15 weeks that would be left, you know, after this week, that's 5.6 points a week. So if you put a goal to make sure you get 6 points a week, at the end of the 15 weeks, you're at the 85 points and you won the trip for you and your guest or your spouse or whoever it is that you want to bring on the trip. So I just wanted to break that down for you so you can see that it is not overwhelming. Don't try to bite the whole elephant. We're just taking 1 bite at a time. Let's break this down so that all of us can win and we can be a huge group at these trip destinations.
So I want to make sure that you remember where you go to get this tracking form, because as your team members want to join you, you as the leader of your team and of your business, you're going to want to be able to take care of who's going with you and where they are and target them so you can understand how to help them grow and advance. And so this is a sample that we were given from a friend of ours in Australia, Erica, and she said, you know, she is going to be doing this with hers. And so I'm going to blow this up a little bit so that you can see it. Let's see if I can do that. Okay.
Okay, so you see number 1, it says when you rank up to senior director, okay, you're going to put the date that you hit it, right? That week that you hit it. And you'll put the date there where the little hand is. And then you're going to write the date for the 6 additional weeks that you also maintain that senior director level. You're going to mark it right below. And that way there's no question, because you're going to have the date that you hit it, and then you're going to have the 6 weeks that you also maintained it. Now, where it says earn points by growing your team, this is what I was talking about. If in this example, the arrow means that you already did it. So we're into 3 weeks, right? This is our 3rd week. So if you hit the level of manager and you kept it, you see where the arrow is, you got 1 point. If you kept it the 2nd week, you got another point. If you kept it the 3rd week, you got another point as a manager, director, or senior director. So in all honesty, at this point, in the total box, you would end up having 3 points so far just for doing that, okay? If you're at the executive, presidential, or senior presidential director, and you maintain those for these 3 weeks, well, then you would have gotten 2 points for each week that you maintained it. So therefore, you would be at 6 points. You know, that's just for the example. Okay, the next one on 2B, it says personally rank up to earn points. So when you become a manager, you see the arrow. Okay, this person already became a manager, so they got 2 points. So the red circle is your target, where you're headed next. Okay, so this person hit manager, they got 2 points at this level. But once they hit director, then they're going to add an additional 4 points to that total box, and on so forth. Okay, so on the 2C section, this is where you're going to write the people that you have sponsored personally.
This is where the
Each
fun
line,
begins.
yes, because remember, you're not just going on the trip by yourself. You're going to encourage your team to come along with you. So you're going to put the list of the people that have told you they're running for it, and you're going to help them because you're going to be their cheerleader. You're going to be guiding them. You're going to be telling them, hey, you know what? You need one more person, to go director, or you need, one more person to go manager. And so that's how you're going to do it. So in this example, you see the person came in as a silver. So you see the arrow is under the S for silver. So they got, you got 1 point. Then when that person upgraded to gold, that was 2 points. So you see in this example, that has already happened. So at this point, you have 3 points from that person. And then when that person is on target to upgrade to diamond, that's why the red circle is empty, because that's the next target to help them upgrade to diamond. And then you're also going to help them get to manager. So at this point, this person on that first line, you have 3 points that have been earned as a result of that personally sponsored person.
Correct.
Okay. The second one that you see, okay, that person came in on a diamond. You see where the arrow is on the second line?
They went manager right away.
They came in on a diamond and they went manager. And now they're on target to go director. That's their next target that they're going to try to hit. So for that person in the total box, you would have 6 points at this time, okay? And on and so forth. The third person came in as a silver, so you got 1, and they're on target to upgrade to gold. And when they do that, then they're on target to go to manager. So for that person, you would have 1 point so far. And you can continue this, for the different examples, but we just wanted to share that with you because I think this makes it more easier to view so that you can see where your team members are in their process, okay? So if everybody has one of these filled out and begins to fill it out, then, and you have copies of your team, then you can call them and say, hey, you know what? You're so close. Let's go. Let's try and get you to manager. And when they do, they're going to get points for that, and you're going to get points for them going manager. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Like Carmen said, you want to contact every person that you personally enrolled, find out if they want to go, and that's how they get their name in this section. Right. And then what you want to do is find out if they have team members that want to go. And I'm telling you, it would be a lot of fun to do, to keep track of who's growing and who's going, because it starts to develop excitement and momentum. And even when they're not believing they're going yet, and you can see that they are, you can call it out to them. You're not that far, you're almost there. And it's like the marathon runner that's getting encouraged by the sideline. And that's your job at that point. And then you bring your whole army with you instead of just you.
Exactly. So basically, now we're going to talk a little bit about, okay, so how are you going to build your team, right? What do you do if you're brand new, or even if you've been in Lifewave for a while and you're just deciding that you want to run and you want to build a business? It doesn't matter. Even if you've been in a year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. If you just made a decision that you want to build this business, we want you to. We want to help you. We want to help everybody achieve this, because not only is it fun to run together, but it's also very rewarding to see people advance and better their life.
So what I'd like you to do is take a screenshot of this or print screen this on your computer and then print it off to your whatever you use for a word processor, because this has got a very good explanation about knowing your why. And so at this point, I just highlighted a few of the things that are in it, just so that it can show you that there's got a lot in here for you. It'll help you reflect on your values, your reason why. It'll identify what your passions are. It'll define your goals with you so that you understand what it is that you really want so bad. It'll help you consider the impact that you're going to have on your family, friends, and your own community. And it's going to help you connect with the strengths that you recognize that you have. Help you visualize the success that you're going to see in the future. And that's when you can start bringing people into that vision. When they see that your vision is big enough to include them, then they can get involved with you. And that's part of why you need to know this why so much. So I want you, I've taken some time to talk so you have time to print this out, screenshot it, or do something with it so that you can have it and review it later.
So now we're going to begin our training. If you need to go to the thisisitteam.com site. That is our training site. For those of you that are new, that's where you're going to go to learn how to build this business. But in that site, there's a tab called the 10-step system. I want you to go to that. And we're going to go on just a few of them. But the first one is, like David said, is know your why, right? Okay, that is essential. Most people begin this business the wrong way because they begin by calling their family or their friends and telling them about this great product and telling them, oh, they're in this business. And the moment they say network marketing, then somebody says, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Guys, you got to go back. You got to go back to the basics. The basics is this. You have to be clear on why you're doing this business.
Exactly.
You have to know without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to be successful in this business. You cannot have a doubt. You have to believe it in your heart that you are going to achieve this and that you're going to have success. And the reason that you're going to do it is your why. That is so critical. So like David said, make sure that you print that last page so that you can read on that. And also, we did a training, Saturday training back on around January 20th. And you can find it on the This Is It Team YouTube channel. Here's the link if you want to write it down. Take a picture of it or go on YouTube and you can find it right around that period of time.
It was in that Carmen training, and I and Mike and Saeed.
And in that training, we talked about the why. We talked about what you could do to really get it clear in your head, because that's the reason that you're going to continue to be passionate about this, even when somebody tells you, oh no, I don't want it. Oh no, it's a scam. Oh no, it's network marketing. Oh no, whatever.
Next.
You're going to focus on
I already know I'm winning. I don't need to talk to you anymore.
Exactly. So this is why this is so important. That's why it's number one. That's why Steve and Gina made that number one, because they know that it is so important that you get this straight. So number two is you're going to set your goal. Okay, set a goal. Now, what do we mean by that? It's important that you set the goal. Okay, right now, if we're going for this trip, the goal is to earn the trip, right? The goal is for you to go senior director.
And the money you're going to earn while you're.
Exactly.
I love the money part.
Yes. So that's going to be your goal, for the next 18 weeks, right? 15 weeks now. Okay. So if you go to the section of downloads, Steve and Gina put this tab in there called Set Your Goal Bigger. Okay. When you go there, you need to find out, is your goal big enough? This is the important part. Is it big enough to include others? And the thing too is that they train on, break the goals down into sections. So what do I mean by that? You're going to do like your 30-day goal, your 60-day goal, maybe a 3-month goal, maybe a 6-month goal, like that. But because we're running for this promotion, the promotion ends on September 1st. So we're talking about 3 months, right? So you want to make sure that that is your ultimate goal right now, either to go senior director or to get the trip with the points. And so that has to be incorporated into your goal setting. And number 3 is you're going to make a commitment, right? What do we mean by that?
Part of your goal setting has to include everything that's available to you to win. Remember, you're part of a team and you're part of the winningest team right now on planet Earth. That's not a lie. That is the truth. So they have an event coming up in July. This is not over. Your time period is not over. It's right in the middle of. It's just before the September 1st deadline. You need to have as many people and that in that event, it's called Believe, as possible. And that will thrust everybody in your business forward. And so part of your goal setting is to make sure that you're on at least Monday night or Wednesday night, and definitely on Saturday, 1 o'clock trainings, and stay plugged in. Get your people to plug in, because things that stay plugged in, they stay warm, they stay connected, they stay energized, and that's what you need your team to be. And so these events that they have, these local meetings, this tour that they're doing right now. We took somebody to the tour in Fort Lauderdale, and the lady called us the next day. Huh? She said, that room full of people, that blonde lady talking, that guy talking, that doctor talking, they're not all crazy. I want the biggest kit they got. That was her words to us. That's pretty amazing. You want everybody you can get on this wake up tour that Steve and Gina are doing. These are events that you need to plan in your goal setting, not just your dream goals, but what you need to do for your work goals, accomplishments. Okay. So, and all of that, if you can see on your screen, it's in here in this back office part that we're showing you on thisisitteam.com under downloads. Okay.
So the next thing is make a commitment. All right. So what exactly does that mean, right? Okay, well, you're the only one that can make that commitment. You're the only one that can decide how many hours do you want to commit to this. Are you going to do an hour a day? Are you going to do 10 hours a week, 40 hours a week? Only you can make that decision. But you know what? When I say an hour, I don't mean just, scrolling through your phone trying to find somebody. I mean of actual work, right? Of that you're actually going to have names in front of you and you're going to be making these calls, or you're going to set up a meeting at a coffee shop or something, or you're going to do a meeting with somebody, in their house, or you're going to do a bigger group meeting, or you're going to do a conference call or three-way call with somebody in your team. That's all what I consider work. Okay. So I want to make sure you guys get that. So when you do your commitment, you're going to go to downloads and you're going to go to this section that says overcoming your fears. And this is really important because you need to know what are the things that would stop you, right?
When you're making your commitment, you have to understand that it's not just a commitment of accomplishment that you're after. It's a personal commitment, because all of 1, 2, and 3 happen inside you. Your why coming from in you. Your goal is coming from in you. Your commitment is coming from within you. So your commitment is, what am I going to give of my time, energy, and money to make this thing work? How long am I going to commit to this? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. I'm making a commitment. I'm not making a monthly commitment. I'll try it for a month. That's not a commitment. I could never have convinced her to marry me with that kind of a commitment. So the point is that your commitment, your goals, and your why are the very things that convince people to listen to you. When you have those solid in you, you sound different. And that's where we're taking you through these steps, because that's the most important thing before you make your list and go and talk to somebody, that you're set in a place where when you open your mouth, people say, I want to be a part of whatever they're doing.
Period. Exactly. And you know what? People will follow you if they feel that you know what you're talking about, right? If they feel the passion in your voice. That's why, Steve always says, don't text. You can text them and ask them, hey, when are you available? You can do that, but don't talk to them about this over a text or over an email. Call them, because they need to hear the passion in your voice, the excitement in your voice as to where you're going with this. They need to hear you say, hey, come with me, come on this trip with me. Let's do this together.
Come on, it's the Hard Rock Resort.
That's right, in Punta Cana, and in Vietnam, it's an incredible resort too, and in Marrakesh too. But the thing is this: you can't bring that energy through that email or through that text. I don't care how many exclamation points you put right on the text; they're never gonna get that. So in this section of the overcoming the fears, you can read some of this. You know, Bo Brannon did a great job in putting this together. I encourage all of you to read that and, you know, apply it to your own life and see which one of these things are things that you can relate to, because what you want to do is work on those fears before you ever make that phone call, right? That
This
is
could
so important.
this could be just a speed bump in your life that you can get over fairly easy
Exactly.
if you just focus and address it. Okay. And of course, it was in your downloads at the very bottom section. We showed you what it looks like so that you can have no trouble going there and finding it. All right.
So number 4, now you're to the point where, okay, now you're going to build the list, right? Well, who are you going to put on that list? I would suggest you put everybody you've ever known. I mean, from back in grade school, high school, you know, college, you know, your workforce, it doesn't matter, right?
Tell them the story happened to you
I'm
today.
going to tell you what happened to me today. I started going through Facebook to find people that I went to school with, right? I have no idea where they're at, you know. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to start looking. So I found this girl that I went to junior high school and high school with, and I have not heard or seen her in over 40 years. Okay, so it's crazy. But I found her and I sent her a message on Messenger, and I said, hey, you know, I'm in West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm not sure if you ever come back down again because she's out of state. But if you do, please let me know. And I put my phone number. I said, because I would love to connect with you. You know, I can't believe I found you, and it would be wonderful to see what your life has been like. Okay. Days went by, I didn't hear anything. Today, I get a phone call from a number I did not recognize, and it just said wireless caller. And guess what? It was that girl. And she's in town. And she said she couldn't believe she had received that message from me. And I'm going to see her this weekend. She's only in town for 2 days. But guys, how crazy is that? You know what? This is my plan. She's not leaving Florida without getting patched from me, right? Now, what she decides to do with it, that'll be her choice. But I'm going to do my job because I know that this girl is a go getter. And all I can tell you is that I'm doing my job by contacting people that I haven't spoken to in a long time or haven't seen. So don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to reach out to somebody, even if it's been 40 years, because you know what? I have no idea what's going on in her life. And I don't know if she needs this patch, and I know she does. And I don't know if she needs money, and I'm sure she does also. So
Everybody does.
it's a win-win. So when you're building your list, you're gonna put a little star by the people that have an entrepreneur spirit or have a business or have a business mind. Okay, if you already know that about them, put a star next to their name. And later, when you go back to that list, you're gonna address the ones that have the stars first, because
Absolutely.
these are the people that could really propel your business, because they might have, you know, a lot of contacts. They already will probably know about business. They will have a big sphere of influence over people. And guess what? If they're entrepreneurs, they're going to see this opportunity and they're going to want it, because whenever you present this to an entrepreneur, if they see it, they're going to jump on it, because an entrepreneur doesn't ever want to miss a good opportunity.
How many
And that's something
employees?
that
How
you got
much
to think about.
overhead? How much? What is my rate of return? Are you freaking kidding me?
Exactly.
This is mind blowing in its ability to give you a rate of return. And I wanted to make a comment about her thing. Speak to them first. Listen, your goal here is to help as many people as you possibly can to reach optimum health. When you do that, the many people, the company is very grateful and they send you mucho money. And so because of that, you want to get as many people as healthy as possible, the fastest as you can. That way you've done the community a service, you've done them a service, and then you're doing yourself a service. But if you go after that one person that just wants to try it to see if maybe something would happen for them, you're not reaching beyond one.
Exactly.
Self-focused person. You want to reach somebody that's got an outward focus, like an entrepreneur.
Okay, so now you're at the point of your contact and inviting, right? So what are you going to invite them to? You're either going to invite them to one of the Zooms that we have every week. You're going to invite them to a coffee with you or something, a snack with you. You're going to invite them to your home and do a meeting at your home, or you're going to invite yourself to their home.
Or you're going to invite them just to listen to thisisatinfo.com.
Exactly. So somehow or another, you're going to invite them to something. Okay. And what I would suggest is study the scripts that Steve and Gina have given us, and you can find them, on the This Is It team site. And it's under the contact and invite section. And I would say to you, you know what? There's great scripts there. Go over them, master a few of them that you feel comfortable with, that kind of, relate to your personality. And you can add your own words, but you can at least get a guideline of this. And I think it's so important. And another thing is, if you go to the downloads, there's a tab there that says pique your interest, right? And David will show you where that is, but it is in downloads. And the thing is that these are great questions that you can ask somebody that maybe will engage you in the conversation. So if if you're not sure what to say or how to start the conversation, pick one of those that they're giving you there, to talk to your prospect about. And the fact is that all you need is just like a little startup, right, for the conversation. That's it. And so if you ask them, some of those questions, then it'll be easier. The conversation will go a lot smoother. Remember, the less that you say, the better it'll be. Okay, because if you tell them too much, they're not going to want to know more. You want them to want to know more. You want that conversation to open the door for you to be able to send them to the thisisatinfo.com link, because that's the key. You want to send them to that site, because in that site is the science, it's the patent, it's David Schmidt talking, it's the doctors talking, it's everything they need to know about the X39.
All the evidence.
Guys, you don't have to know all of that. You just need to direct them to that link, right?
Right.
And if you try to tell them everything that you know about it, you might dampen their interest level. And then the one chance you had of reaching them, you now, have deflated it, right? And then your conversation could be done at that point. Whereas if you just sent them to that site, they might see something in there, about activating their stem cells. They might see something in there about reversing their age. And you know what? They might see one of the studies and say, oh, I want this. Oh, I want to be a part of this, right? And so that's what I'm talking about. So that's why we say the less you say, the better, and lean on the tools, lean on this link. And I promise you, things will go a lot better for you. So let's just say
Let me check one thing here.
you now have contacted them, right?
Well,
And
let's go with this.
yes, before we do the contact, you're going to go. It's important that you track the people that you're calling, right?
Exactly.
It's important that you track the people that you're meeting if they're strangers. So we have this incredible form that Steve and Gina put on under the downloads. It's called Revisit Follow-Up Form. And you're going to fill this out. So every time you speak to somebody, whether you call them, whether you meet them in person, you're going to find that form and you're going to fill it out. And in it, it gives you the example, where you can put the date, that you called them, what the conversation said, are they interested, are they not, and when you could follow up, with them, right? So this is going to help you keep track of who you're talking to, because guys, when you start running for this and you're running on a daily basis and you might talk to 5-10 people a day, in a week, you're going to forget who you spoke to on Monday. So if you don't write it down, then you're not going to be able to follow up. And remember, the key to this business is in the follow-up.
It is.
It's in the follow-up, because you know what? We have met people that somebody else like a year ago contacted them and told them a little bit about Lifewave, but they weren't ready then at the time, and that person never went back and checked on them. And we've come across people like that, and they've enrolled with us because now they're ready. So you don't want that to happen to you. So you want to make sure that whoever you contact, you are the one that enrolls that person, not someone else later.
One of the things that I want to bring into focus right now is that you go through a lot of effort to do some internal work with discovering your why, understanding what your goals are, understanding what you're willing to commit, understanding how then to approach somebody and talk to somebody. All that's gone if you don't follow up. This is a key element to bring all of that together and to get them to say, did you get enough information to begin with me yet? Is there anything else I can get for you? Where do you see yourself in this? How do you see yourself beginning with this? Some kind of a follow-up question. And it's really good that they give us all of these hints in that download section. But this element is, I'm calling it key. It is the key element for you to build the business.
Mm-hmm. And the truth is this is your business activity, right? So if you really want to be honest with yourself and see if you're really doing what it takes to build this business, look at your activity, right? Look at this form and say and see, okay, am I doing everything I possibly can to get to my goal, which my goal is to get to senior director, or my goal is to get enough points to be able to earn these trips, right? That is the goal that we're talking about tonight. So, you know, be honest with yourself. We're into this now 3 weeks. If you haven't started, it's okay. You can still begin. That's why we're doing this training, so that people know what they have to do in order to earn the trip, in order to have the success of becoming a senior director.
You want to see about 5 names added to that sheet each day.
Absolutely.
That's what your goal is. Okay.
So now let's say you do have somebody that says to you, okay, I'm ready to enroll. What do I got to do? Okay. This is where you're going to go. You're going to go to thisisitteam.com and you're going to go to the section on onboarding. If you have never enrolled anybody, you need to learn, right? So this is where you're going to go learn. You're going to watch a little video that tells you how to set up your enrollee placement. So where are you going to put that person, on your left leg or your right leg, right? It's a little video that shows you how to do that. Then there's another little video that shows you where to go to enroll a new person. You know, how to do it in your back office or how to do it from your replicated website. And then you're going to decide where you're going to place that person, right? So our suggestion is that, remember, you're going to want to put in 4 people, right? Because you're going to try and get to manager. That's your first level. So the first person is going to go on the strong leg outside. What do I mean by that? The strong leg is usually the leg that your sponsor is on. Because if your sponsor is active building the business, they're going to be enrolling people, and other people are going to be enrolling people under you. So that leg will more than likely become the strong leg. So you can set it in the placement area where the video shows you where you can go. You're going to set it to strong leg outside. That's your first person. The second person, you're going to put in the opposite leg. Okay. So if you put your first person on the left, then your second person is going to go on the right leg, or vice versa. If you put your first person on the right, then your second person is going to go on the left leg. And once you put in 2 people, one on opposite legs, you are now considered binary qualified, right? And binary qualified is what allows you to earn the team commission bonus. And this is what, you know, we want everybody to be at, because you want to make sure you can start earning money to compensate you. And so your third and fourth person, you're going to follow the same thing. You're going to go back to the other leg, the third person and the fourth person on the opposite leg. Now, once you've done that, you have 2 people on the left leg and 2 people on the right leg. And guess what? If you are at a gold or higher yourself, you are now a manager. So you have reached the first goal to get to the trip. After that, you're going to just stack the people left and right, okay? Just like that. And like Steve and Gina teach us, you want to put 20 left and 20 right, you know, minimum, so that you can have a solid business, right? So later, you're going to be looking at what your points are from your left leg or your right leg. And if you see that your left leg is getting higher, the points are growing faster, then when it's time for you to put in your next person, you're going to put it on the leg that is the smallest. Once you've done your qualifications that you need for, manager and director, then you're going to be looking at what your levels are, what your volume is for the left leg and what your volume is for the right leg. And wherever your leg is smaller, that's where you're going to put your next person. And like that, back and forth, back and forth.
I'd like to make a comment about when you become binary qualified. That is having an active person on your left and an active person on your right. And active means they've placed an order within the last 30 days. Active status ends every 30 days. That's why you want to put everybody on a monthly subscription. Otherwise, you're back to zero in 30 days, and you don't want to start over in 30 days.
Exactly.
So I wanted to show them where they could find this. And then at this point, we're going to wrap this up. Here is your onboarding. You see it over here on the left side of your, this is at team.com. And here's all of the information that you need to open up your business and where to place them, new brand partners, upgrading kits, how to set up your pay portal. All this is available to you. I'll be honest with you. Steve and Gina put an entire seminar in this. This is it, team.com. It's a whole seminar on not just how to build a business, but what you need to do every step of the way to build a business. It's an amazing, amazing website. So,
and also I wanted to make sure that everybody knew, if you've got people from other countries, you see where that flag is, that can change to the different languages. Okay, so this is amazing that we do have an international business, and we can do it in the language, and their training can be in their own language. So that's very encouraging. We're starting to have information for our Spanish groups too, in the forums and stuff like that. So, every step of the way, Steve and Gina are always trying to get this better, make it better, add things that can help us. And the only thing that you have to decide is, are you going to run for this? We're running, okay? We're running, and we're running hard. And I want to see a lot of people. I want to see a lot of people from my team. I want to see people from other teams, so that, when it comes to going to that destination trip, that we can all celebrate together, right? Our accomplishments for working so hard. So like David said, I encourage all of you to go to the Believe convention, because that's also going to push your business forward. But don't go by yourself. Make sure you bring somebody with you, bring people from your team, and run like you've never ran before. Even if you've never gotten started, even if you've been using the product for months or a year and never decided to build a business, but now you want to win this trip, let's go. Lock arms with us. Find your sponsor. If your sponsor is not building, go up from that person. Contact Steve and Gina. They'll tell you who can help you. Okay, you're not alone. And the truth is that we're having a lot of fun. And I encourage all of you, be a part of this, be a part of this group running for these trips, because at the end of the day, after September 1st, I promise you that all our businesses are going to be in a different level for the people that decided to run for this trip. And that's what we're excited about, because we know the power of this, and we hope that we brought some clarity to you today, so that you could run with us too.
just as a side note, when we first showed you enroll, upgrade, got to be at least a gold, I want to tell you something. If you enroll, upgrade to gold, and then go to diamond, and then you start enrolling people and upgrading them to diamond, just hitting a senior director with 6 people, just doing that with 6 people, you'll earn 250% more money in product introductory bonus. That's over $3,000. That's not including any of the cycle money and that's money in your hand to take you over to the trip. So don't be afraid to enroll, upgrade to diamond, and then upgrade everybody have the diamond, because it's only going to help people make more money. 250% more is a lot of money. So thank you guys for your time.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you in Punta Cana.